Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to talk a bit about Toto, and we're also going to watch them do one of their biggest hit songs, Rosanna, in 1991, including two of the Porcaro brothers, Jeff and Mike. Jeff, of course, the drummer extraordinaire, and Mike, I believe, was the bass player. This was a band that got together via meeting each other, just bumping into each other over and over in the studio as session players. Highly successful session players that played on albums by Steely Dan, Seals and Crofts, Boz Scaggs, Sonny and Cher. One of them was all over the Silk Degrees album, which was Boz Scaggs' biggest moment in music. So they were all top-notch players. They got together, put out one album that did reasonably well. Next two didn't perform as well, and they were about to get dropped by their label. And then they came up with their Toto 4 album, which is considered a classic of kind of the 80s. Toto 4 came out in 1982 in April, and yet Rosanna, Africa, and they had a number of other singles that came off it.
I remember 99 was probably the first song I heard by them. I'm not sure if that's on the Toto 4 album, but...
Not that one, but I'll bet it was earlier.
It was probably in the album before that.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was a number 4 album in the United States and also in the UK. It sold 4 million copies in America. And Rosanna went to number 2, and then Africa became their first and only number 1 hit. So it was a big album. In this particular version of the band, we have Steve Lukather, guitarist extraordinaire, David Pace, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure. Paich, keyboard player for the band. So he's there for this. And then Jeff Porcaro is there, drummer. And then also Mike Porcaro. Steve did an interview around the time that this actually came out. This concert was released in 2016, and Steve Lukather was interviewed about it. Apparently they went to the Montreaux Jazz Festival, and that's what this is from. They were invited by Quincy Jones. From the perspective of the members of Toto, the Montreaux Jazz Festival is among the most revered events staged in the world. Our association as a band and individuals is something we're deeply proud of. So this one's by David Pace. Let's go ahead and check out the actual track. What do you say?
All righty.
Hope you will wake up in the morning and see you rise.
that bass sounded amazing. I really liked the tone of that thing. I mean, it just hits and a whole room shook, you know.
Yeah, that song was played seamlessly. I mean, it was played very well. And but what really got me, of course, was the jam they had afterwards. That was amazing.
That was primal for sure. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. They killed the song itself. They are such stellar musicians. They were bringing so much funk and swing to the riffs and things they were playing. I mean, and some of that stuff was very difficult to pull off well. And, you know, you can tell that they were playing with people like Steely Dan, you know, because they've really got a very high level of musicianship. And yeah, that was Jeff's last tour, unfortunately. On the evening of August 5, 1992, at age 38, after falling ill while spraying insecticide in the yard of his home.
Oh, okay.
It was ruled that he had a heart attack caused by, so it kind of triggered a heart attack, and that was due to cocaine use. Unfortunately, that was a big drug in the 70s and 80s. In the music business. And so that's what the real thing was. But I guess, yeah, the triggering event was the insecticide. That was a real loss. He was a seriously amazing drummer. In general, yep, I have a lot of respect for Toto. That was pretty much their high watermark, but I mean, the thing is, it was very, very high. They still tour today, I believe. There's only 2 originals left. Steve Lukather and David Pace are still in the band, the keys and the guitar. Yeah, and actually David Pace doesn't play anymore. It's just Steve, so he's got a lot of help on stage, but they're still going. They still got something going on. Steve is worthy of carrying the mantle. That was a really cool thing to review. You know, just taking a good look at Toto and what they're doing. And it's worth mentioning, some major band did Africa recently. I think it was Weezer or somebody like that, you know. And they did a really, really good job. It just floored everybody. Anyway, but they did a very nice straight cover. And these are hard songs to do. Anything by Toto is going to test you as a musician.
I was actually listening to some Steve Lukather this morning because I actually got mentioned another outside thing. I was watching Cheech and Chong's next movie, and during a part in that movie, Chong is playing guitar and he's plugged into this giant amp, and he's got to turn up loud. He's torturing the neighborhood, but you know, and he's playing these things on guitar that were played by Steve Lukather.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Steve was just messing around on the guitar or something. But
yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he could have been involved with, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could shred like mad. Even what we just heard right here proved that, you know. So that was a cool suggestion. We appreciate it. If you want to hear something else, let us know. Just leave a suggestion below for us. If you have other things from the 80s you might like us to check out, by all means, you can leave those below as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.